Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat Minnesota, has voiced support for FBI Director Christopher Wray, a Trump appointee, urging that he be allowed to complete his 10-year term. Klobuchar emphasized Wray's commitment to upholding the Constitution, noting his focus on combating crimes like scams and fentanyl distribution.
Let's talk about nominees, because you're in the Senate Judiciary Committee, which means that the nomination of Pam Bondi to serve as Attorney General and also the nomination of Kash Patel to serve as the director of the FBI both come through your committee. And Trump, in his interviews, seemed to suggest that he was going to leave it in the hands of them if his political enemies should be targeted. So if you ask, you're going to be part of questioning Pam Bondi. If you ask her the question, will you go after political enemies? And she says no, do you believe her?
I think, first of all, the first important thing is something that was achieved with our pushing this last week, which is we're going to get these FBI background checks. In most cases, we hope, and I think that's a major
big deal, yes.
Especially with Republicans. We're not going to have these recess appointments for cabinet members, given what some of my Republican colleagues have said, what we pushed as well. So we can have full-out hearings, and we can ask the questions that need to be asked. And as you know, in the past, presidents of both parties have lost their nominees because of things that happen in hearings or because of things that come out of background checks. So that's the first thing. To the FBI director, could I say I'll be meeting with the AG nominee in the coming weeks? But on the FBI director, this is a guy that when Trump ran for president, one of the things they promised, the Republicans promised, they promised more safety. They promised it. They're putting a guy in here who's over and over again said that his main focus is the conspiracy, revenge. You look at what he has talked about in the past, what his work was in Congress, when we just want someone like Christopher Wray is doing, in my mind, that works with our U.S. Attorney's Office across the country to make sure that they're going after scams and they're going after fentanyl dealers and they're going after horrific crimes that happen throughout the nation. So that's what I think we should be focused on. And what I would like to see is Christopher Wray filling out his term. He was a Trump appointment and he should be allowed to fill out his term, in part because he has upheld the Constitution, an oath that we are all going to be taking, I am, in January, which says that we support and defend the Constitution of the United States, which means you don't go in there with a revenge agenda.
What I would like to see is Christopher Wray filling out his term, Klobuchar said in a recent interview. He was a Trump appointment, and he should be allowed to fill out his term in part because he has upheld the Constitution. Her comments come as some Republican senators, led by Chuck Grassley, Republican Iowa, demand Wray's resignation. Grassley issued a scathing 11-page letter expressing no confidence in Wray's leadership, citing alleged politicization and mishandling of key investigations. Grassley and other GOP members, including Senators Joni Ernst, Republican Iowa, and Tom Cotton, Republican Arkansas, have thrown their support behind Trump's nominee Kash Patel to lead the Bureau. Patel, a former congressional investigator, has pledged to increase transparency at the FBI. Kash Patel will create much-needed transparency at the FBI, Ernst said, highlighting Patel's focus on addressing alleged political bias within the agency. The debate underscores contrasting visions for the FBI's future. Klobuchar and other Democrats stress continuity and constitutional adherence, while Republican lawmakers advocate for leadership changes to reform the Bureau. Grassley framed the controversy as part of a broader issue of transparency, stating, "Over the past several years, that principle has been thrown out the window of the J. Edgar Hoover Building 7th floor." Despite the partisan divide, Patel's nomination appears poised for significant GOP backing, with moderate Republicans like Susan Collins, Republican Maine, taking a wait-and-see approach. As discussions intensify, the Senate Judiciary Committee is preparing for hearings that could shape the future direction of the FBI.